What is up, bros? Me, Josh here, and in this video, I'm going to go over 3 different captain builds for the IJN Battleships since the 0.6 captain change. The 3 builds are going to be a stealth build, 1, 2, a full secondary build, and 3, kind of a hybrid between the two. The build I run, I'm on my Yamato captain, is the stealth build. I really enjoy this build. If you guys didn't see my USN Battleship video, I'll put a link down below. It's almost identical to what I run there, and this is the build right here. I like the double directional center for catapult aircraft. This is mainly to get 2 planes in the sky to not only help with CV planes, as well as spotting torpedoes and destroyers. I do enjoy that. Adrenaline Rush. This is amazing for a big battleship. 1 that has good secondaries, and 2 that you want to shoot as fast as possible. This is a really good skill for battleships. You tend to last a long time in the game, and so the longer you last, the faster you're going to fire, assuming you're taking damage. So I really enjoy Adrenaline Rush. Third, I really like basic survivability. As you can see, I'm only a 17-point captain, so this will be my 17-point captain right here, and then at 19, I'd grab High Alert. But 3, I like basic survivability. This is really nice. You are a big Yamato, so you want the fires to last as short as possible, and basic survivability is going to help you with that. 4, I'm taking AFT first, and at 10-point captain, I'm taking AFT. By the time you get to Yamato, though, you should have a relatively high-level captain. But I just want to have a basic, good Yamato captain, and AFT is going to make that basic build just really well. So at 14 points, I'm going to pick up Concealment Expert. You may think this is weird. It's a big battleship. Why do you run Concealment? But you would actually be surprised at how many times you can go dark, or actually how many times you can go undetected. So at 13.5 kilometers, you're actually stealthier in a tier 10 battleship with Concealment Expert and Concealment Module than you are as a stock Pensacola, or just as a Pensacola without concealment. That's how insane this can go. And at 13.5 kilometers, you're a lot of the time in the battleship, you're kind of a little far away until like maybe some of the destroyers are kind of softened up or from going against other battleships. So 13.5 kilometers, you can actually get away and go undetected. So the basic build was Catapult Fighter, Adrenaline Rush, High Alert, AFT, Concealment Expert, and then I actually went back and picked up Vigilance. Now, you could take those 3 points and put them into High Alert to go a bit more for survivability. I like avoiding as many torpedoes as possible. Since you are a big, slow battleship, you want to avoid those torpedoes as much as possible. You could easily pick up Superintendent if you feel like it. I went really aggressive with my 2 main battleship builds and didn't actually take Superintendent. The reason is you're really only getting 1 heal out of it, so is the heal worth 3 points? If I avoid 1 torp, I basically am making up for that. So if I can avoid as many torps as possible, I think that makes up for 1 extra heal throughout the entire game. But I think Vigilance or even BFT is potentially better than Superintendent in the long run. But this is my basic build. Like I said, at 2 more points, I'm going to pick up High Alert. Then this would be a solid build. So this is the stealth build. The next build I'm going to go over is the secondary build, and it's another really fun build to run. Now here is the secondary loadout I would run for the IJN Battleships. Now keep in mind that this is going to be mainly a high tier build. Mainly the Izumo, Yamato, I guess even the Nagato, maybe the Amagi, but mainly the tier 9 and tier 10. So this is going to be a high tier build. This won't really work out too well for like the lower tiers, the Arpeggio Congos. This isn't going to be as effective. So Catapult Fighter, number 1. Adrenaline Rush at number 2. It currently isn't working for secondaries, but it's going to be changed in the future, so it's just nice to pick up and just have. Basic survivability at 3, I really enjoy this. Although BFT is going to help with secondaries, I think basic survivability is just going to help you stay alive longer, since you are going a bit more aggro with this build, and you need to be closer for this to be effective. 4, picking up advanced firing training. You want to get that extra range on your secondaries to really make them effective at like the 10.6 range. It's pretty crazy. And manual fire. This is going to make your secondaries super brutal and super effective. It's almost going to make them pinpoint accuracy and really be effective and really just do a ton of damage and spread the fire around. It's going to look like a meteor shower coming out of the Yamato. It's pretty nuts. And then you could easily go back, pick up High Alert at 2. And then, pick up Superintendent if you want. Demo Expert, it seems good, but it's really not worth the 3 points. Only 2% on your secondaries. I just don't feel the need for it. Or you can even drop BFT and pick up Vigilance to help. Since you are going to be close to everything, I feel like Vigilance might even be better than BFT. to help you avoid as many torpedoes. Even if you take 1 or 2 torpedoes, you potentially won't take 3 or 4, so that's something to kind of keep in mind. So this is a really good loadout right here for a more secondary loadout. This is a higher tier build. It's not going to be very effective at the low to mid tiers, just because the secondary range isn't that strong. So this is the high tier secondary build. Now the third and final build I'm going to go over is a good middle of the road overall good build for the IJN Battleship. This is just a safe build. This is going to work for almost all tiers, and I think will really do you well. It's not the stealth build. It's not really the secondary build. It's just really good at doing kind of everything well. And it's all based around quick repairs, short fires, and still keeping that long secondary range and keeping the damage up. So really for here, still taking the catapult fighter, picking up high alert at 2, so basic survivability at 3, AFT at 4, still getting that secondary range, which is really, really nice, especially for higher tiers, and the AA as well. Then picking up vigilance at 3, and you could come back and pick up adrenaline rush at 2, and then with the remainder of the points, pick up superintendent. It's nicer for lower tiers because you do get the extra catapult. You just don't really need superintendent that much when you're high tier, because you're only getting the heal. Now, I say you're only getting the heal. Your mono heal can still be crazy, but the last 4 points, I would probably go back and maybe pick up Superintendent, or even Basic Firing Training if you really want, but Superintendent for the extra heal, and then with the 19th point, pick up Preventative Maintenance. It'll help you not lose your guns as much. You tend not to lose your guns too much on the Amato anyway, but anything that will help is always a plus. So this is a really good basic build. You know, you don't have Concealment Expert, you don't have the manual secondaries, but it's really good at just keeping yourself alive for as long as possible, and I think will do you very, very well in the long run playing IJN builds. And this build is a good one to all the way from tier 3 at the Kawachi all the way up to tier 10. You're not going to really see like a weak point that you would in a secondary build. So I hope these builds help you guys out, since there's been a lot of changes to the captain skills, and I hope you guys find this helpful. Remember to like and subscribe. This has been my video on the IJN Battleships, and I will see you guys next time.